If you've ever felt like life is sprinting ahead while you're stuck waiting on the sidelines, waiting to be recognized, waiting for the perfect moment, or waiting for someone to hand you your shot, this message is for you. Because here's a truth that most people don't realize. The world doesn't reward those who wait for permission. It rewards those who act as if they already belong, as if they already own their place in the story. Not through loud arrogance, but through steady, deliberate presence. Not through empty noise, but through calm, commanding posture. Power doesn't arrive by asking for it politely. It arrives when you show up like it's already yours. When you carry yourself with quiet confidence, grounded, focused, unapologetic, the world will make space for you. People will pay attention not because you begged for it, but because you radiate the energy of someone worth watching. Today, I'm going to share with you 6 timeless principles to help you move through life with quiet strength and unwavering presence so you stop being overlooked and start commanding respect. Stay with me until the end, because every rule is a critical piece of the mindset most never fully grasped. Miss one, and you might miss your moment. Let's dive in. Wear your worth before you speak. Before you utter a single word, the world has already started forming an opinion based on what it sees. Your appearance is your silent introduction. This isn't about vanity. It's about respect for yourself, and by extension, the respect you demand from others. When you show up looking put together, intentional, and composed, you send a message: I'm here, I matter, and I'm prepared. Neglecting your presence is like whispering to the world, I don't value myself. And when you send that signal, others will reflect it back to you. Dress not for the job you hold, but for the future you envision. It's a visual contract you make with the world and yourself. Move with the confidence of a completed journey. Haste is the enemy of power. The frantic, rushed energy of impatience reveals weakness. True strength lies in measured calmness, the steady pace of someone who has already visualized the outcome and trusts the process. The person who panics first loses the moment. Whether you're negotiating, networking, or simply walking into a room, slow down. Control your tempo. Let silence speak as loudly as your words. Remember, quick reactions often lead to long regrets. Acting with patience and intention makes you an unshakable force. Don't ask for permission to exist. Too many people wander through life, hesitating, wondering if they're allowed to take up space. Here's the reality. You don't need anyone's approval to claim your place in the world. Act like you belong before you're invited. Take up space confidently and fully, not with arrogance, but with quiet certainty. When you lead from a place of self-trust, appreciation will follow naturally. But if you constantly seek validation, disappointment is inevitable. Stop waiting for an invitation into your own life. The seat at the table is yours, own it. Let your confidence speak without explanation. There's nothing more disarming than a person who doesn't feel the need to justify their presence. When you say, I'm not sure, or this might sound strange, but you're silently undermining your own authority. True confidence is self-evident. It requires no defense or apology. You demonstrate your value not through words, but through your posture, your tone, your unwavering gaze. Let others witness the polished, decisive version of you, not your internal doubts. Let your presence do the talking. Power doesn't shout. It doesn't need to. The strongest people rarely brag or boast. They simply carry an energy that commands respect effortlessly. If you want to win before you even begin, walk into every room as if the outcome is already in your favor, calm, composed, in control. Be the steady, unshakable presence. Speak less, observe more. Build mystery by revealing your hand only when it serves your purpose. Preparation is power. Be ready for every move and every reaction and stay centered no matter what. Protect what you value without explanation. How you treat yourself sets the standard for how others treat you. If your time, energy, and boundaries are cheap, the world will treat them as such. But when you guard your energy fiercely, Say no without guilt, and share your time only with those who elevate you, you create a natural respect around yourself. Power is not about giving everything away freely. It's about discerning what you invest in and doing so with intention. Treat yourself like a rare and precious asset because you are. The journey toward embodying quiet strength begins with understanding the power of perception. You see, every interaction you have, every room you enter, and every conversation you engage in is filtered through the lens of how you carry yourself. This isn't superficial, it's deeply philosophical. Human beings are wired to respond first to what they see, to the energy that is projected, before they ever hear the words spoken. Your image is the canvas on which your story begins, and if that canvas is blurred or careless, the story you want to tell will be distorted or ignored. When you dress like you belong at the summit of your aspirations, you are signaling to the world that you value yourself. This sends a ripple effect, influencing how others treat you and how you treat yourself in return. It creates a feedback loop of respect and self-worth that fuels further success. Imagine for a moment the difference between walking into a room wearing clothes that are crumpled and uninspired versus walking in with attire that commands attention not through extravagance, but through quiet sophistication and intention. Which version would make you stand taller? Which version would make others listen more closely? This concept extends beyond mere clothing. It encompasses grooming, posture, and the subtle expressions on your face. How you carry your body is a language unto itself. A slouched back or a downcast gaze often communicates uncertainty, hesitation, or lack of control. On the other hand, standing tall with shoulders back and chin slightly raised speaks volumes about confidence and self-assurance without uttering a single word. These physical choices aren't about vanity. They are declarations of your inner state projected outwardly. And they are a critical part of the quiet dominance mindset. Moving on, the rhythm of your actions and speech is equally important. The fast-paced world we live in tends to reward speed, quick responses, rapid decisions, instant gratification. But there is a profound strength in patience, in measured responses, and in controlling your tempo. When you slow down and speak deliberately, you force others to adjust to your pace. This is a subtle but powerful form of control. It creates space for thought, for reflection, and for intention behind each action. Consider how rushed energy often comes across as desperation or neediness. When you respond immediately without thought, you surrender power because you reveal that you are reacting to external pressures rather than acting from a place of calm confidence. The person who masters patience is like a seasoned chess player, anticipating moves ahead, never hurried, always composed. They do not need to fill silence with noise. They let silence itself become a tool. Silence, when used skillfully, can be one of the loudest declarations of presence. To embody this principle fully, practice slowing your speech. Let your words land with weight. Allow pauses to punctuate your thoughts. This creates an aura of authority and control. You are no longer someone who merely reacts. You become the one who initiates and shapes the flow of interaction. Now, let's explore the idea of not asking for permission to exist or to take space. This is one of the most radical shifts in mindset you can make. Society often conditions us to seek approval, whether from bosses, peers, family, or society at large. But the truth is, your existence is not a favor granted by others. It is a birthright. When you walk into a room with the assumption that you have every right to be there, it changes the entire dynamic. People notice. They respect it. There's a magnetic quality to someone who doesn't shy away from their own presence, but embraces it fully. This doesn't mean bulldozing over others or acting with entitlement. It means holding your ground with grace and certainty. This principle extends beyond physical space. It applies to your ideas, your voice, your contributions. When you pitch an idea or express an opinion, don't ask if you're allowed. Present your thoughts as valuable offerings, not tentative requests. When you believe in the worth of what you bring, others are more likely to believe in it too. Leadership, at its core, is about presence and conviction, not just authority. Next, we arrive at the crucial point of letting your confidence speak without explanation. Nothing diminishes power faster than self-doubt expressed through language. When you preface your statements with qualifiers like "I'm not an expert, but," or "this might sound crazy," but you are signaling insecurity. This invites doubt in others and erodes your own confidence. True confidence is silent and self-assured. It stands on its own merit. People are drawn to certainty because it offers stability and trustworthiness. Think about the leaders, thinkers, and creators you admire most. Notice how they rarely backtrack or apologize for their ideas. Instead, they present their vision clearly and firmly, inviting others to meet them there. Cultivating this level of confidence takes practice. Start by observing your own language. When you catch yourself qualifying or hedging your statements, pause. Ask yourself if the qualifier is necessary or if it's simply a habit born from fear. Then, practice stating your ideas plainly, with conviction. Over time, this will reshape how you see yourself and how others see you. The fifth principle reminds us that true presence speaks louder than noise. In a world saturated with constant chatter and social media clamor, silence is a rare and powerful commodity. The strongest individuals do not need to announce their worth loudly. Instead, their energy commands attention effortlessly. When you learn to embody this principle, you become the calm in the storm, the stable center in chaotic environments. This doesn't mean you withdraw or become passive. Rather, it means you choose your moments wisely, conserving your energy for impact rather than dilution. Think of the most memorable people you've encountered, not necessarily the loudest, but those whose presence lingered long after they left the room. They carried a certain mystery and gravitas that compelled others to pay attention. That is the power of quiet dominance. To develop this presence, practice mindfulness and observation. Listen more than you speak. Notice how people respond to your energy. Learn to control your reactions, especially in challenging situations. The less reactive you are, the more power you hold. Finally, the sixth principle calls on you to protect what you value without explanation. This is about boundaries, the invisible lines that define your energy, time, and attention. Many people give away their time and energy too freely, hoping to gain approval or avoid conflict. But this only leads to depletion and resentment. Protecting yourself is not selfish. It is necessary for sustainable strength. When you set boundaries confidently, you teach others how to treat you. Saying no without guilt or over-explanation is a radical act of self-respect. It signals that your resources are precious and not to be taken lightly. This principle also extends to the relationships you cultivate. Surround yourself with those who elevate your standards and respect your limits. The energy you allow into your life shapes the energy you project out. At the heart of all these principles is a powerful idea. You are the source of your own power. No one else decides when your moment comes. No one else grants you permission to rise. This means taking responsibility for your mindset, your actions, and your presence. It means embracing the discomfort of stepping into your full self without waiting for external validation. Change doesn't happen overnight. It requires daily practice, reflection, and courage. But the rewards are profound freedom from the exhausting cycle of seeking approval and the emergence of an unshakable inner authority. As you internalize these principles, remember to be patient with yourself. Growth is a process, not a destination. Look at yourself now and ask, what does the future version of me look like? How do they move? How do they carry themselves through the world? Begin to embody that person today. Dress with intention. Speak with clarity. Move with calm assurance. Protect your energy fiercely. By doing so, you signal to the world that you are no longer waiting for your chance. You are already here. You already belong. And when you act like that, the world will respond in kind. That is the quiet, undeniable power of presence.